So I just started reselling back in July of this year, which of the making of this video, that's only 2 months ago. So I'm fairly new at this. I'm going to make mistakes and I'm still learning. But the best thing about making mistakes is that you learn from it and you're able to avoid this mistake in the future. Now, when I first came across a designer brand, it was at a flea market. I came across 2 Prada shirts and I didn't want to buy them if they were fake. So I went online and I searched how to spot a Prada counterfeit, and I was able to see that these 2 were actually counterfeit. So I didn't make that mistake then. But what happened just a few days ago is that when I go sourcing now, I'm always kind of rushed, because since I'm only doing this as a part-time reseller, I usually go sourcing during my lunch break or right after I get out of work. So it only gives me about an hour to source shirts. And I try to go through these shirts as fast as I can to source as many things as I can within that hour. So I don't have a lot of time to do research, or I don't have a lot of time to, look up things online. So just a few days ago, I was going through the shirts and I came across this Christian Dior sweater, and it's in great condition. It's a really nice sweater, but I didn't have time to actually check if it was a counterfeit. So I got home and I did a YouTube video basically talking about what I was able to get. And right after, I said, man, let me just check before I'm always gonna check because I don't wanna sell any counterfeits, but let me just check to see if it's a counterfeit. And when I went online, I was clearly able to see that this is a counterfeit, and I wanna show you why it is a counterfeit. So, or at least what I was able to kind of figure out. When it comes to these designer brands, and usually with nice shirts, that the inside tag, I mean, it's usually way more refined than this. It usually has the logo on it, and it usually has more than one of these little tags, in different languages and stuff like that. But look at this. I mean, I didn't check this at the store. So that was my mistake, but I was able to learn from it. The other thing that I figured out, that most of the designer brands, they put their tags on the actual hem at the top, and they usually don't sew down the sides. So they usually just sew at the top where you're able to flip up the tag. That's what I was able to find with at least 2 designer brands, this one and Balmain. So like I mentioned before, the very best thing about making a mistake is that you're able to learn from it and avoid making that mistake in the future. So actually, the very next day, I went to source clothing again during my lunch break. So I only had an hour, and I came across another designer brand. And this time it was a Balmain shirt. And I was kind of happy because I was like, man, I just learned from, my mistake that I made yesterday, and I'm not gonna make that mistake ever again. So let me, search online to make sure that this is an authentic shirt or if it's a counterfeit. And I go online, and of course I see clearly that, again, this is another counterfeit, and I didn't buy it. So I was super happy that I was able to redeem myself, not make the mistake again, and learn, that's the best thing about, this business, is that as you go on, you're only gonna get better, because you're gonna make mistakes, you're gonna make adjustments, you're gonna keep tinkering, you're gonna, better your processes, you're gonna get better at spotting, the brands that you need to buy. You're only gonna get better if you continue to put in the reps. And so I hope that you're able to learn from this video. I hope you're able to it's just so worth it for you to go online to make sure that it is authentic, because if you do find a designer brand that is authentic, you're gonna make good money on it. It's gonna be worth you, taking an extra, 2, 3, 5 minutes to figure out if it is, real or not. And if you find that it isn't an authentic shirt, you're able to avoid it. I paid maybe $8 for the shirt, so it's not a big deal. The $8 is not a big deal. It's just how discouraging it was for me to make that mistake. That's what really hurt. So fortunately, I was able to redeem myself the next day. But hopefully you guys are able to learn from this video. If you like the video, please like and subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next video.